I don't believe in religions that use the sword to impose whatever they have in their mind, or any type of violence. I believe in a way in the simplicity of the message that this movie is capable to translate.
It's an honor to get to chat with you, Antonio. Obviously, I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, and Journey to Bethlehem is such a fun movie. It's a great, unique twist on this classic story. What about the project really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
The humor side of it, the possibility of doing, as you said before, a story that has been told in many different ways through history, the history of motion pictures. But in this particular time, they add this factor of humor that actually take all this very dramatic side of the Bible, the history of baby Jesus, a way to just they manage actually to peel all of this and present a movie that is basically about love with very clear players. There is evil character that I actually perform hero, and there is the good and evil. It's right there, very young, very white, very transparent in a way to talk about that. I think if it's a Christmas movie, it's a real Christmas movie. If I had my kids were now 5, 6 years old, I would love to take them to a movie like this and go back home with a smile in our faces and maybe some questions that they may have to you. But it's not too complicated. The essential word in the whole entire movie is love, which is actually the relationship that I like to have with religion. It's about the love, the word. I don't believe in religions that use the sword to impose whatever they have in their mind, or any type of violence. I believe in a way in the simplicity of the message that this movie is capable to translate, in the way that the movie is capable to connect with audiences.
And I love the way that this movie does that, because it truly does resonate so well with that theme in particular. Another thing I love about this movie for you in particular is that we get to see you go all out in musical form again. Obviously, you've performed on stage plenty of times. I feel like we haven't really seen it too often, though, in film for that side of you. What is it like getting to experience that theatrical side through the camera instead of on stage?
It was a lot of fun, actually, because I was playing Company by Stephen Sondheim in Madrid when the director and the music director also of the movie came to see me, and they came with this little machine just to see if my pitch actually reached the notes that they were looking for the character. So I didn't know that they were actually doing an audition with me in my own show. So at the end of the show, I went to see them. They were just in the orchestra, and I went to see them. I said, "Okay, you want to do the movie because we now know that you can do it." So I think a couple of weeks after, I was recording the song in the studio here in Spain. And Glee is a show that I really love. And these guys, they were, working on that show for a long time. So Glee has a very, how can I say, clean way to look at music. There are great musicians involved in the program, in the show, and they transport that to this movie. The music is beautifully done. It's not very complicated. It's very easy to simulate. When you see the movie, it produces what you need to be produced, which is emotion with the characters or humor. When it's needed. So they got these two ways to attack the movie from one side or the other. And I was very convinced when I started listening to what they did on piano at the beginning. I thought, this is very interesting. I know where they're going. And so it was a lot of fun. We did they allowed me to do things that were not even in the original partiture. There's some of them that I said, that's things like that when we were recording the song for the movie, they allowed me to improvise a little bit the whole entire material, and that was fun too. So it was great.
I love that you got to have that collaborative experience. You don't often hear that with musicals, I feel like, at least not on the singing side of things. So that's great. You got to have that. I see I'm almost out of time. So before I let you go, I don't normally do this, but today is actually Screen Rant's 20th anniversary. And I was wondering if, in that note, if you had any message you'd like to share with the site in honor of that.
To everybody that listens to Screen Rant after 20 years, 20 years is just a very interesting time to create credibility and to create, a mass of fans that are following and believing in you. I am very proud that I am here. I hope that you can interview me in 20 years from now. That would be great.
I would love that. And I hope to get to interview you for more exciting projects in the future, whether it's 20 years or a couple months. But in the meantime, Antonio, thank you again so much for taking the time. I really look forward to spreading the word about this movie. It's such a charming, heartwarming film, and I think people are going to love it. So thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. You too. A Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Early Merry Christmas to you.